All right, it's about that fucking time again, where the trade deadline is coming around, and teams are gonna look to make stupid fucking moves, and I'm all about it. All right, got a couple good ones here that not many people are really talking about. So, yeah, here we are. So the first one is Michael Porter Jr. for Draymond Green and Jonathan Kuminga, and maybe a first. We'll see. We'll see. I like this trade a lot because it gives the Warriors a bit more 3 point shooting, which I feel like they're kind of lacking right now, especially with Draymond, Jimmy, and Will Richard is good, but he's not a great 3 point shooter. They're all in the starting lineup, and I think Michael Porter Jr. will just really boost this team, you know? He's kind of like a Clay Thompson, a really tall podcast legend, you know? And I reckon he'll fit really well in this team. Another trade you could do for Michael Porter Jr. if you don't want to mess up the chemistry with um, Draymond Green is you can trade Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, Brandon Podziemski for Michael Porter Jr. and a bunch of bums, right? I like this trade as well. It brings Michael Porter Jr. to the Warriors again, and you trade a couple of pretty decent players, but no one that special. Overall, I just reckon Michael Porter Jr. will be like Clay Thompson. That's it. I reckon he'll be a Clay Thompson, a slightly taller, slightly better podcast Clay Thompson. That's it. Sorry, Clay Destallion. Shit, I'm gonna edit that out. Shit, I'm gonna edit that out. Okay, for this next trade, I've seen a lot of Anthony Davis trades going around, and honestly, I reckon none of them really make much sense at all. I don't know why Detroit would go out and buy AD when they already have his skills, and I don't know why Atlanta would really want him. He's not really a number one guy. He's not a number one guy, I don't think. I think he's a number two, a really good number two, but I don't think he could lead your team to like a proper playoff spot as a number one, sadly. I composed this trade here. Paul George and Zesty McCain for AD and a bum and an absolute scrub. See, I reckon this is a great trade for both sides. The Mavericks, they get a bit younger with Jared McCain, and they get a bit more 3 point shooting and ball handling, which they need definitely. I mean, I know they got other guys like Max Christie and Ryan Nemhard, but let's be honest, they're kind of shite. So I reckon Jared McCain is a very good fit for them. And for Philly, I just don't reckon we really need either of these two players. Paul George, he's so hard to watch. He's a hard watch. He is an okay perimeter defender. His contract is fucked. He can't hit a mid-range shot or a layup anymore. His contract's fucked. Ah, the fucking contract. But I reckon with Jared McCain and maybe a first round pick or two, I reckon this could be a proper trade. And, I reckon AD would be a perfect fit for Philly. With Embiid kind of missing a lot of games and he's not really a defender anymore. And he can't really rebound as well as he used to be able to. So I reckon this would allow AD to do the things that he's good at because sometimes he's a bit of an inconsistent scorer. And by allowing him to just grab a couple of rebounds and maybe get like 15 points a night, that's a success. That's a success in my book. And I really like this trade as a Philly fan for the Mavericks as well. Maybe a couple of first round picks somewhere around there. But honestly, I reckon the value is quite even here because Jalen Suggs, he's very flawed and his contract is quite big. But for Paul George, I mean, I'd swap that any day, honestly. gives Philly a bit more defense, bit more intensity, honestly, which I think they've definitely been lacking. He probably would have to come off the bench, but I reckon he would still be a good player for this team. I wasn't sure about Anthony Black. He'd probably have to play small forward for Philly, but honestly, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And Jonathan Isaac, I mean, he was more just to fill salary, but he'd definitely have some value with Philly. A bit more offensive rebounding and stuff like that Philly kind of need. And then for the Magic, they get so much more 3-point shooting from this deal. So much more ball handling and just more scoring in general. I don't see how the Magic lose this trade at all. I know Paul George's contract is never a win, but you could do a whole lot worse. I mean, actually, maybe not, but overall, this is a good way to get some 3-point shooting on your team. And for Jared McCain, I reckon it's a pretty low return. And also, you get off Jalen Suggs' contract as well, which is quite high. So I'm a fan of this trade, not just as a Philly fan, but also as just looking at the trade in general. All right, now this is a real niche trade, but we got Patrick Williams and Kobe White to the Clippers for John Collins and Derrick Jones Jr. The Bulls have been trying to get off Patrick Williams for years, buddy. For years. His contract is literally just dead money. He's basically like Gabe Vincent on the Lakers. Like, it's dead money. He might get like 10 minutes a night, but I don't know. He's just not really a good player, I reckon. So you pair him with Kobe White. The Clippers, they get a bit more offense, a bit more 3-point shooting, which they so desperately need. So desperately need. Kawhi ain't going to average 40 for the whole season, buddy. All right. If they want to actually contend, they're going to need to make a trade like this. The Bulls, they get another good pick and roll player with Josh Giddey. Or two good bucket pick and roll players with Josh Giddey, who can catch lobs, hit a couple of threes. I mean, John Collins ain't much of a 3-point shooter. Also just gives them another bit more offense in the front court, which I feel like they're lacking. I mean, I know they got Vucevic, but come on, bro. You can't be relying on Vucevic for anything. So it gives them more rebounding, more athleticism. And yeah, I like this trade. I like this trade for both sides. All right, finally, we've got the bloody Lakers. It's always the fucking Lakers. It's always the fucking Lakers. There's always something in LA. For this one, we got Rui, Gabe Vincent for Nick Claxton. Now, obviously, the Lakers would need to send a couple of picks through. But overall, I really like this trade. Nick Claxton is a great pick and roll partner. And while his numbers haven't looked the best, they've looked kind of shite this season. But, he's got Michael Porter Jr. setting him up. Yeah, he's got Michael Porter Jr. setting him up. And he's kind of in this weird offense where everyone's a below average facilitator. And it's just a weird situation. Put him with Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, though. He's scoring 50 a night. All right, maybe not 50. But I think the Lakers need to go in a direction of getting two bigs. I think DeAndre Ayton is more of a power forward because he can use the mid-range a bit more. But Nick Claxton would definitely be the center because he can provide more rim protection. He can also do all the stuff that Ayton just can't really be fucked to do, which would be great for the Lakers. But overall, with him and Ayton, it'll just provide so much rebounding and screen setting and block shots, and it would really help the Lakers out. But on the Brooklyn side of things, They get 2 expiring deals. They could probably flip Rui for another guy. I don't know who really wants Rui, but anyway. And they get 2 first-round picks. So just honestly a win-win trade for both sides. And a bit of a niche trade that not many people are talking about.